Hi, I'm Mark, and welcome to Let's Vibe. So, I wanted to return to a crystal that I did a video for sometime last year, and that is black rose quartz. Um, so, since my last video, there's been some interesting. I feel like there's been a lot of upgrade energies and like expansion energies that have been coming through in waves. And yesterday I was really feeling some heart chakra expansion, pretty strong, and throat chakra as well. And in recent weeks, in the last month or so, I've been also experiencing a lot of like solar plexus and sacral chakra and root chakra expansion. Yeah, it's really come in waves. And yesterday I decided, well, in the midst of all of this energy that I was experiencing that was moving through me, I decided to spend some time with my black rose quartz, and I had a really powerful connection with the stone and with the spirit of this crystal. For the first time, I made a connection in meditation with the spirit of this black rose quartz, and the spirit that came through was Selene, the goddess of the moon in Greek or Greco-Roman mythology. And it was really powerful to connect with her energy. She's a very powerful divine feminine archetype. And I thought, it made perfect sense that she would be connected with a stone, a crystal like this, because like black rose quartz, with a dark side and a light side, the moon has a very obvious dark and light side. And I just felt like, it's very powerful to come to understand that the dark and the light are neither good nor bad. But of course, we're raised to associate light with good and dark with bad. But honestly, they're neither. They can be both good and bad. But it's hard to change that perspective, especially towards the dark. It's so easy to associate darkness and the shadow with what we call bad and with negative experiences. And yeah, granted, the shadow and the dark is kind of by nature, it's unfamiliar, it's unknown, it's uncomfortable. But that doesn't make it bad. And over the years, and especially in this past year, I've come to a better, a fuller understanding of what it means to balance those two and to hold space within for your shadow as well as your light, to honor both of them, to see the good in your shadow, not just your light. It's very powerful when you're able to do that. And it's honestly, it's very important on the spiritual path to understand that and to learn to utilize the shadow and the dark, and not just stay in the light. It's very easy to think that, we've got to, it's all about the light and the light is good and we need more light. And yeah, in a certain sense, we do need more light on this planet and within ourselves. But if you only stay in the light, if you only do things associated with the light, it creates an unbalance. And if you think about it in other terms, like, we live in a polarized universe. There are always polar opposites, whether it's dark or light, whether it's negative or positive, masculine or feminine. And if you think of it in terms of masculine and feminine, it becomes much easier to understand how we need to honor both. We cannot survive on masculinity alone, even though at this very moment we are witnessing societies around the world, especially the United States, trying desperately to get by with only masculinity, because the US is a society that has a very deep anger and hate and disgust towards the feminine. And it has absolutely led to all of the chaos and just the toxicity, the violence, we as a society and as individuals, we cannot survive on just one side of the spectrum of the polarity. It does not work that way. Our entire universe does not work that way. The universe is, in its entirety, is a balance of light and dark, masculine and feminine, positive and negative. There is nothing without the other. And if you think about it in terms of the moon, like the moon has a very obvious light side, the side that we see all the time, and the side that faces the sun. And then she has the dark side, the far side, the side we don't see. And that's the perfect symbol or metaphor of what it means to be whole and integrated. If there's light, there's going to be a shadow. But that doesn't mean the shadow has to be bad or negative in any way. It just is. The moon has her light and her shadow. If we were to take away one, there wouldn't be a moon. It just wouldn't exist. It wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't be possible. Not in this universe. You cannot remove the dark side of the moon and still have a moon. Neither can we remove the light side. It doesn't work that way. And the same goes for masculinity and femininity. We cannot remove femininity and expect to exist. At least not exist in a state of health, good health. So it really is so important to explore that, explore your own shadow within, and learn to understand it in a different light, so to speak. And I think black rose quartz also embodies that energy, the union and integration of light and shadow. And the fact that love can and does exist in both sides. Love exists. One is not better than the other. One is not less than the other. And so I think black rose quartz can help with coming to a better understanding of that truth and that aspect of ourselves and the world we live in. Yeah, so I wanted to come on here and share that, and but I also wanted to share a little story that I thought was really cool and rather encouraging. I recently did a Reiki session for a friend of mine, and after the session, I just felt like asking him, hey, have you been having any weird dreams lately? This friend of mine I feel like he's lightly in tune with his own psychic abilities, and he is a little bit more on the sensitive side when it comes to metaphysical energies. And so he goes, yeah, last night I had this dream that this massive tidal wave was coming towards me. And I was like, oh, really? And he went on to explain or describe the wave as being blue water, and that he felt in the dream that the wave was coming as a source of help, like it was a positive thing, even though it looked like this massive tsunami. And I was like, really? That is pretty incredible. And the reason that's really awesome and incredible to hear is because a lot of channelers and astrologers have been talking about a blue wave of light that's coming towards Earth and is supposed to pass over or pass through Earth and us sometime this month. And it's a very positive thing. It's very high vibrational energy that will serve to uplift humanity. I think for some it will be highly awakening, very spiritual. And for many others, it will be more of a boost in their mood, in their state of mind, their emotions, or their emotional state, an upliftment. And there are some people who may not really notice much at all, but nevertheless, this blue wave is uplifting everybody. And so I just thought that was so cool to just hear this supposedly random dream from a friend, and I could just feel that, it wasn't just a dream of a wave. It was, the fact that he felt it was coming towards him as a source of help, and the fact that it was blue, like light blue. I explained to him, about the blue wave of light, and I told him, yeah, you are tuning in within your dream state. You're tuning into some cosmic energies that are going on. And so I just found that to be really encouraging and cool. Anyway, so yeah, a lot's going on this month. There's a lot of energies moving through, a lot of expansion and awakening. I've certainly been feeling it, and perhaps you are too. I'd love to hear from you how you've been experiencing things. Lastly, though, I wanted to share another song for Black Rose Quartz, and it's the song Feeding the Dark by Evanescence. This song is so beautiful. I think this song encapsulates everything that I was just talking about, but in the context of shadow work. She's basically singing about going deep and exposing everything And she's singing about how, you know, you can't hide anything. There are no secrets that you can hide. But, you know, I can imagine some people might listen to that and feel like it's rather scary, or kind of, you know, it's on the dark side, like, you know, there's nothing you can hide. But I was listening to that song and feeling like, again, love can be within this context. Love can say, yeah, let's look at these secrets. Let's unearth it. Let's bring it into the light, held within the energy of love. And so the song itself, for me, took on this just really beautiful, positive, rather uplifting in a way, energy. And I felt like it was perfect for Black Rose Quartz. So I will include a link to Feeding the Dark by Evanescence in the description box below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment or question. And as always, thank you so much for vibing with me.